Well, someone once said you can never have too much money or too many shelves. And I'm sure my friend Kat Jackson would agree with that, at least the shelf part of it. She's desperate for more shelf space. So I asked her to come on over here today, bring some things. Well, here she is. Hey, let me get that for you.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Ooh.
So what do we got here?
We got a lot of different things of a lot of different sizes. All this stuff needs to go up on shelves.
So you don't have a home for this right now?
No.
Okay, well, let me show you what I got here. I went out to the Home Improvement Center and I bought 4 different kinds of shelving systems.
Wow.
What I thought I'd do is we put up some temporary walls here, is we put each one of these up. I'll show you how to install each one, and then you decide which ones seem to work best for you.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds like a deal.
Now, the first shelving system I'd like to introduce you to uses this standard and a metal bracket that slides into these slots right here to support shelves. What I really like about this is it's totally adjustable. You can determine what the spacing is vertically on the shelves, and also you can put different width shelves in. So let's start by putting this up. If you would just take a step up on the ladder there, I'm going to hold this up for you. Now, yeah, there's a hole right there. See it? Yeah, put the all in there and just kind of whap it with the end of your...
Okay.
So that's just to mark the position of that first screw hole. Now I want you to take a drill.
Oh, whoa. Power tools.
Power tools. You comfortable?
Yep.
Can you go one more step?
Yep.
There you go. And drill a hole right through where that mark is. Okay, pull it out. All right.
Woo.
Now, we're going to be putting this standard up where there's no stud or wooden support behind here. So to get the strength we need, we're going to use a hollow wall anchor. What we're going to do is we're going to fold this together. We're going to pinch it like this, and then what's going to happen, once it goes through the wall, we put the screw in, it's just going to flare out like this on the back side.
Oh.
And that's what's going to hold it in. Now, it's really easy to tap these anchors through the hole, and you can see how they expand here on the other side of the wall. Now, drive a screw through the anchor, and that'll secure the standard. Whenever you're putting these up, you always put up one standard first and only the top screw. We're going to take a level. We're going to place the level on top of this first standard, and look at the bubble right here. And we get it.
And when it's in the middle?
In the middle, you're going to draw a line. So that is where the top of this second standard is going to go.
Okay.
This is really a critical step in this installation process, because if we don't make these level, then all the shelves aren't going to be level.
Everything will fall off the shelves.
Everything's going to fall off, right. So we've got that. I'm going to hold this up again now. Okay. Now they're level. We want to make sure that they're vertical. There you go. You like that position? Okay.
Yeah, I think
I'll
that'll
just
work.
sort of tap these ends. And another thing about this system, too, is these standards, these are a little over 4 feet, but you can get them up to 8 feet. So you can go all the way down to the floor and virtually all the way to the ceiling. Let's move on to our next system here.
Okay.
Now, one of the simplest brackets to put up is this one right here. All it requires is 3 screws in the wall.
That looks strong.
It's pretty strong, but it's also kind of ugly, I think. Don't you? Kind of industrial looking.
It is kind of industrial.
But I want to show you this one over here. This is the same idea. What they've done is they've installed a little vinyl strip here that covers up the screws.
Oh.
So it goes up the same way, holds about the same amount of weight, but when it's installed, it looks a lot prettier. So I've already put some marks up here as to where these will go. We mount these brackets with hollow wall anchors as well. I can just tell you're going to be hanging things all over your apartment. You have got this mastered now. Okay, so those are in. Now, the shelf just sits up on top like that.
Ooh.
And you can see if you stand down here, it looks pretty good. But when we put these in, let's take this back off, actually. All right, I'll give you this one to pop in over there. Now, that's going to cover up all the hardware, all the screws. Give us a really nice finished look here. Kind of makes you wonder how these are held on when you see this in, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Okay. And then, of course,
especially
the
if you
shelf.
have a white wall.
White wall. Yeah, you could paint these too. Okay.
Oh, really?
And then your shelf sits on here. If you want to, you can run a screw up through here to secure this. Now, this is one of my favorite shelving systems.
Really?
This is called the invisible shelf support. what it's going to do, it's going to create a shelf that looks like it's kind of just floating.
Wow.
Let me show you how it works. This couldn't be a simpler system because all it does, that bracket that we put up there, just catches the rear edge of this shelf. So it
Gosh.
slips in like this and down.
And that's it.
And that's it. See what I
Wow.
mean? It looks like it's floating. There's
really does.
there's no bracket coming down the wall here. That's why we call it the invisible shelf support. Now this is kind of a baby version of this bracket that we just put up. Instead of it being a continuous strip, they're individual brackets like this, and they mount on the wall. Same idea as with the continuous piece, except this time we just got the 2 brackets. The shelf slips right in here, like that. Now you notice there's a gap here now. Now I'm going to take a screwdriver, and under here is a adjusting screw. What's going to happen is I tighten this up, that gap that we had there, it's going to bring the bottom of the bracket up and kind of push it in contact with the top. How does it feel?
Oh, very rigid.
Huh? And this is nice too. I mean, you've got this,
This is
little,
nice. I like
but it's
this.
minimal, you know, and you can space these anywhere you want them. And you could put several on for a longer shelf, and maybe just a couple for a really short shelf like this one.
And they're sort of sculpted, you know.
Indeed, they are. Well, there you go. You got 4 great shelving systems to choose from. You have a favorite?
I'd have to say my favorite is the top one.
The sort of mini, semi-invisible
The
shelf
mini
support.
semi-invisible shelves.
Okay, but you know, you might want to use a combination of several of them.
I really like all of them, and I think you could use them for different purposes.
Absolutely.
All around the apartment.
So I'm going to loan you some tools. Here's your drill.
Thank you.
I know you love that one.
I
And
definitely do.
here's my 2-foot level. That, you got to have these back now on Monday morning.
I'm
There's
getting
an
right to
awl.
work this weekend.
And here's a screwdriver bit for the drill. And I'm going to give you your own personalized pencil.
Oh, thank you, Ron.
You're welcome. If you'd like more information on these shelving systems or on today's house call, be sure and check our website, ronhazelton.com. And be sure to tune in next week for more projects and, of course, more house calls. We'll see you then.